Welcome to the Doghouse, a show where Riverside Brookfield High School's School of Business students pitch creative ideas to three industry professionals. First up is Nick Pan, a marketing genius who worked in advertising and graphics for decades. Nick's marketing communications firm evolved into the largest healthcare marketing firm in the country. Sue Reardon is an entrepreneur and founder of Sweet Spot, a co-working community in downtown LaGrange. Her creative and ingenious work spans from restaurants to retail to professional services. Ed Farrell is a residential real estate agent with 35 years of banking experience. Ed assisted small business owners and entrepreneurs with starting and growing their businesses with loans and a wide range of banking services.
Alright, so my name is Alex Zuniga, and I did Top Gaming, and it's like a gaming service or a gaming product, and such as like Xbox and PlayStation, they have like their own separate companies. I'm trying to make my own company because the issues I've had before in the past with Xbox and PlayStation, like for example, like of course they're like regular decent size, but they're pretty still bulky and they're big. And then plus you also have to connect the controller and like you have to connect the wire to the wall in order to power it. So what I was thinking is like if you're always on the go and let's say you want to play video games and it's pretty much like difficult to like transfer one Xbox to another TV from another TV. So to make it easier, I made something called the NG2, which is called Next Generation Gaming. And basically it's like you can either download the app or you could buy like a little console and it's the size of a tablet or a phone. And so it makes it more easier to like transport it from place to place instead of carrying like a big box and the wires. And it's also wireless too.
So based on your pictures up there, you have the controller or something to play games with. But by pointing up on your board there, what is it you'd take with you?
Oh, so these are just like examples of an Xbox
Yeah.
and a PlayStation.
So you would just take some sort of a controller or your cell phone?
Yeah, so you would carry like a little controller or like a regular size controller. But like the main thing, like instead of having like this large console, it would be more like a tablet or a phone size.
Okay.
And it would also be wireless, so it would be easier to like transport.
The games that they are now, don't they load into these equipment? And isn't that how it would drive the various different things that you do? What games are you going to be playing with your system?
For example, like in these days, like for the Xbox, I have an Xbox myself. I know you can also download games, or you can buy the disc. So what I was thinking for this like other product, which is like a tablet or a phone, that has like the software that we need to create to process the video games, you could download them, or you could buy or not really the disc because it wouldn't fit in it. So yeah, you would just mostly download them.
Okay. Into whatever you're playing.
Mm-hmm. So like Netflix has like a library,
Mm-hmm.
so it'd basically be like a library of your own games. But after you purchase them, that's when it would show up.
Okay.
So is there any concern at all about the devices, the manufacturers or the makers of the devices out there are already doing that?
I researched, there was a couple devices out there, like they're not as small as I wanted them to be, but they're like getting towards that technology.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to more likely go towards like the smaller, like a small, best technology as you could possibly go, instead of just having it like as a console and plug it into your TV. I just want to just like pop in your pocket and just go.
And do you have to get licensing to permit however you're going to do it, to operate their equipment, or is it just that the handheld thing could be, your design is going to be universal?
Well, I'm pretty sure you need licensing in order to like work with like the top gaming companies in order to like be able to download their games.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you would need licensing for that.
And would you be selling direct to the consumer, or would you be wholesaling it to Best Buy and other
Well, what I was
places?
thinking first, like instead of just like mass producing the product without even knowing if the market likes that product, you first set out like on a website this so you don't have to actually like ship them out to actual retailers in bulk. So this so you can just do as much as you want. And then from there, like if you see the customers, like if they like that product, Then from there you can take it to like Walmart, Best Buy, Target, and like Amazon and the bigger companies.
But you'd still have to manufacture the product,
Yes.
just more as needed versus
Yes, depending on how the
large
market.
quantities. Do you have any idea what it might cost?
Well, I researched like for an Xbox, starting out it comes out to like 300, and they go up to like 500 depending on gigabytes. So what I was thinking, if an Xbox costs around like 300 to 500, and usually that's just for them to make profit, so it costs them like to make it maybe like 200, so they make a profit of 100. So since I want this to be the best and the most fast, it would probably cost to make it around 400, and I would be selling it for 500, 600.
And are you scientific and electronically oriented, or are you going to be having someone else do the prototypes for you?
Yeah, I would need someone to do prototypes for
Okay.
me because, scientific.
And the name of it is Top Gaming, your name.
The company name is Top Gaming, and the console's called NG2.
And did you check that out to see if it was available?
No, I did not.
I mean, did you type Top Gaming in on the internet to see if something else was named Top?
Well, most of the companies that were gaming, I could not find anything that was called Top Gaming.
Okay, I was just curious.
Good
Yeah.
start.
But there's a console, it's called NSX. That's why I wasn't using that name, but that's when I changed to NG2.
Yeah. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm Stephanie Johnson.
And I'm Justina Aleszowska. And we are Zetra. We are a parkour and freerunning academy and gym. We will be in the Chicagoland area, so we will be the only parkour and freerunning gym / academy in this area, which will be to our advantage. But considering you probably don't know what parkour and freerunning is, we would like to show you versus explain.
So basically, parkour is just like conquering obstacles and like climbing and jumping all over the place. And it's more of an extreme sport. It's actually surpassing other sports that are extreme, like skateboarding and other things. So I can show you a graph.
So
Basically, you can see parkour is a blue line, and over the years, it has been growing rapidly in popularity. And basically, parkour is surpassing all the other sports like skateboarding, rock climbing, and mountain biking. So it's becoming more popular.
And the reason our facility is going to be both parkour and freerunning is because those two sports are very linked together. Parkour is obviously the conquering of obstacles in one's path, while freerunning is more of a martial art. It's more expressing that kind of inner art through flips and body movements. And so because it's growing in popularity, we want to contribute to that rising phenomena by opening up a gym and academy for the sport. And the reason that is because this sport, as you saw in the video, mainly takes place outside, and because of that, it's very dangerous, and especially for younger kids, their parents are not willing to let them go out and jump roofs and get hurt while they're at it.
It's a safer environment in a gym rather than outside jumping over such like buildings and all of that.
Exactly. And the reason we came up with this idea is because this is a fairly new sport. And when I was a kid, personally, I was very active. But then as I grew up, I started getting more lazy and just kind of looking towards my computer and my cellular device and watching YouTube videos. And there was a part in time where this, and it still is, it's still very popular on YouTube, and looking at these videos is very intriguing to kids, and they want to do this, they want to be this, but many parents, like I said before, are not willing to let their kids out into the street to do this. So not only will we'll be targeting the kids, also the parents. You know, the parents will have, they will feel like their kids are safer in a controlled environment versus the alternative of being outside. And this would be our floor plan. It's just a rough sketch of all the equipment. We will have trampolines, pits, and a party room, which will draw more people to our gym. Parties are very popular, like, for example, in mainly trampoline places, and here definitely too, because we will be targeting people that aren't only secluded in the sport, but people of all ages and that want to have a good time at our gym.
What makes us unique is that we're like the only parkour and free running gym in the Chicagoland area. We will not be in Chicago, but we'll be in Naperville because Chicago is like so packed, and Naperville is a close suburb of it, so it'll have better parking and it'll be easier to access. And then another advantage is that
well, our gym is going to be very aesthetically pleasing. We will try to mimic the real world, so these people will be able to overcome obstacles that display how they would be in like an urban environment and stuff like that.
instead of parties, we will offer open gym and lessons so that you can like be able to learn, which in the packet it says we'll have track course. They are professional parkours that will be able to teach you how to do it, and that'll be how you learn through the lessons.
And the track course will definitely have an opportunity to make their hobby a career path.
How, so they're going to be, the instructors will be there and they'll be paid, or they'll be employees of yours. What is your model as far as how you're going to earn money and cover your expenses?
Okay, so we will be asking for a $200 for
$200,000
$200,000
for 20% share of our company, and we will also sell stocks.
Eventually, we would like to get into that, but starting up, we will have employees that will be paid employees, and with that $200,000, hopefully we can have a startup and eventually make enough profit to be able to hold up on our own.
And is this a membership based?
It can be
no. Well,
it can be that or open gym. So like the lessons, you can either apply for lessons or like get a membership. We have thought about that.
a membership will obviously be less money because the consumer is willing to consistently come to our gym. So that's where we appeal with the membership. And the classes will be $25 per hour. So that's for someone who wants to learn this art, the sport. And open gym will be for kids and for adults separately, where people just come and make use of our equipment.
Is there a first aid room?
There's definitely going to be a first aid room. It's not in the drawing, but that's just a rough sketch of, and there will be a waiver that people will have to sign, as in most gyms. There is potential for danger, potential for injury.
Based on your evaluation, do you have any idea what the cost would be to build one of these? Or
We have the estimated startup cost in here. It's around $167,000. I mean, it doesn't include everything. So if you turn to the last page in our business plan, we have most things planned out. We have the rent and estimated operating expensive and all the equipment
yeah,
laid out in here.
Okay,
And
cool.
And
as I
we-
said, it's around 167,000.
How big of a space is this?
It is
15,000
yeah.
square feet.
15,000.
Yes.
The other sports that you're comparing yourselves to, as far as the skateboarding, the rock climbing, the mountain biking, are all outdoors and really lend themselves to this.
Mhm.
The idea for this is to provide a sort of a controlled environment,
Mhm.
and then allow people to develop some skills and confidence that would have them go out likely and do this elsewhere. Is that-
Whatever they want to do outside of our gym is personally up to them.
Mhm.
Our motive is to teach them how to do these tricks, so to say, safely and correctly, because kids that are going out and learning this on the street, they may not have the right form, and there's a greater risk for injury out in the street.
And there's a safer environment to start off in.
Mhm.
have you checked with your friends about this idea? I mean, would it be interesting to most?
Actually, when I was younger, and still even now, if I had this opportunity, I would have definitely taken it. My friends and I would sit there next to the computer watching these people. They kind of portrayed superheroes that were in movies, and we always wanted to be just like them, but we didn't have the opportunity to.
I know there's another parkour place. It's called Tempest. I think it's located in California, and many people take up on that. It's usually crowded, and so we feel if we open more places, it'll be like less crowded
And it's still consistently growing in popularity, so we hope to contribute to the rising phenomena.
Very
And
cool.
Great.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thanks.
So my name is Carson, and my product's gaming headphones, and my company's name is Atlas. And I just thought use that because that's my gamer tag when I play video games. So I thought it'd be cool. That's why I did that. So I have over 3,000 hours played of video games through my lifetime. It's kind of sad, but it's around how many I have. I don't go outside much, so that's
Sad as you keep track.
I don't need to. Games do it for me. But so a problem I have is I bought anywhere from $20 headphones to $150 to $200 headphones. And they usually break within a year and a half of me buying them, which is like totally upsetting because who wants to spend $200 or $150 to keep buying the same thing over and over again?
Do you throw them or what?
Yeah, I do sometimes. Or something like so wired too. Another thing is mine. I would want like a wired version and a wireless version, because a tendency I have to do is I'll forget they're plugged into my controller and I'll stand up and it'll rip them out. And I have that like I don't know what to call it, the aux or like into the headphone. So that's why I think that's a convenient thing about wireless headphones now, and that's why a lot of companies are moving towards that. Is because you go to stand up and you have that potential to rip it out, and it breaks. Then you have to go buy it. So they'd be made out of steel or aluminum. I'm sorry, steel's kind of heavy, but aluminum just so they're more durable, and leather. So that's kind of want to look like similar to this. So that's why I picked it. You know, the color scheme too. I like blue and black, as you can tell. And so another thing with like higher end headphones that are made out of plastic, like it's a thick plastic. It's not cheap. But there's always like I've broken, like I have a pair of headphones right now that I bought for like 150, and they snapped in half after like I think I've had them for 6 months. And now I have like a piece of tape on them and they're dangling, and it's a whole mess. Now there are other steel like headphones, like products like mine. I'm not gonna tell you it's not. But another thing is they're a third party brand, and who wants to buy a third party brand with no guarantee that it's actually good? And a lot of the reviews on Amazon are like 7, and they just kind of look fake. Or, I don't know. I just don't trust them personally because I like to buy name brand. Like I've had Triton, Astros, all kind of different name brands. And another thing is a lot of like, have you guys ever heard of esports? Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't know if you guys, well you said you know, but it's like it's there and it's just gonna keep expanding. So I'd like to like try to sell my headphones to them and like have them sponsor like different teams. Because like whether you guys like support it or not, it's definitely going to be up and coming. Like we actually just had an event here in Chicago for League of Legends. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it brought over like 1 million people, 500,000 people out to just watch people on a computer play on a big screen. So that's just another like way you could expand it there. Not only just the average gamer or consumer, but you could potentially like bring out the professionals. And be like, here's a good headphone set. Will you sponsor it? Yeah, so any questions for you guys, or for me, I should
Do you
say.
have any idea as far as cost of it?
I would say around like $80 to $90
To make it?
Yeah.
And then you'll sell it for?
200
and
70.
And where are you going to try and distribute it through?
Well, I was thinking a wholesale like Best Buy, GameStop. I wouldn't want to sell it in Target or anywhere because they have cheap headphones there. Like you just like they're like $60, $20 or whatever, like good like Astros or anything. So I don't want to sell at places like Play and Trade, GameStop, Best Buy.
Where the gamers would go.
Yeah,
okay.
where I go for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're differentiating based on quality.
Yeah, basically.
With that, and a cool brand.
Yeah.
Obviously. Okay.
And as far as when you think of that distribution network, you're thinking of large numbers.
Yeah.
You have to then create the demand. How do you think that you're going to get the word out and
I'd probably approach one of the bigger teams that are out there. Like there's tons of them. There's like Optic and just a different name brand. So I'd approach one of them like, here's a new product, sponsor it, throw in a couple of your videos, because these people they're almost celebrities. Mm-hmm. They have anywhere from 5 million to 20 million subscribers, and they're pretty much millionaires. They already have a lot of sponsors, but I feel like my headphones, because so I feel like my headphones would be a better quality than Astros, which are like a thick plastic. I've had a pair, but I mean, they're gone now. They're broken.
In your best case, your wildest dreams, how many do you think you'd want to have sold in the first year?
In my wildest dreams,
Yeah.
1 million, 2
Yeah,
million. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
So the differentiating factor between what's out there in the market,
Yeah.
totally, and your idea is in a couple of words.
Quality and reliability.
And
And indestructibility?
There's a third one I forgot.
okay,
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. It's cool.
great.
I like it.
Thank
Thank you.
Hello, dogs. My name is Coulter Greenwell.
And my name is Luke Diggison, and our product is the dimmer.
Have you ever been watching TV with an obnoxious glare?
Or ever been sitting in your office and you can't see anything because the sun is in your eyes?
What if we told you that you could control the sun?
Using our patent-pending technology, you can adjust your window film by the touch of a button on your phone.
So simply put, your phone sends a Bluetooth signal into the dimmer, adjusting the electron level and therefore filtering light absorption.
Our app comes with not 8,
Not 9.
but 10 adjustable settings, ranging from full blackout to full transparency.
Our product is similar to the tint on a car window. Using that same polyurethane tetraphthalate sheet, it can be applied to virtually any window.
No longer will you have to deal with the hassle or inability to optimize bulky blinds.
If you invest today $20,000 for 20% equity stake in our company, you too could be saying, sun too bright, turn out the light. So on our little presentation here, basically this is how the window works. It ranges from full transparency to full opaqueness. Press of a button, you can adjust it to any of these settings. Like we said, 10 settings. So that's basically how it works.
Per window?
You mean cost?
No.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, can
You
I adjust
can-
that window, that
You
window?
can measure the window, send in the dimensions, and we make it for you, and then we'll even apply it for you, just like a window tint on a car.
If I want to adjust the dimming level, can I do that on
An app on
each
your phone.
window?
Yep.
Each window
Yep,
individually?
it's fully personalizable.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you wanted to put it in like a corporate building, you could have a setting for one app controlling the whole floor, for example. So it's customizable.
Do you believe the technology exists
Absolutely.
for sure to do this?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We did research on it. It's this thing called the absorption spectrum. Different atoms have obviously different numbers of electrons, and these different numbers of electrons allow them to absorb or reflect more or less light. And by putting these different, electron customizable atoms in this dimmer sheet, you can adjust it through the Bluetooth pulses, infrared pulses.
It's a film that attaches to the window?
Yeah.
And
is
has,
it-
oh, I'm sorry.
What's the cost per square inch, square foot, square?
It depends on the window. It could range from anywhere from like $200 to $500.
And then what are you going to sell it for?
Well, we're thinking around, blinds actually, you buy blinds based off the square footage. So I believe I want to say it's $8 per square foot, which is expensive. So we want to be within that price range, obviously not too expensive, but we're a better alternative to blinds, so we're thinking $10 to $12 per square foot.
Blinds is old-fashioned. Your technology, you can mark it up. The way to make money is identify something unique, and if you can have margin on it, you come out at a certain price point. You can always make it come down a little, but by pricing yourself as the latest technology, you may be able to have a higher margin.
Volume discounts and all that
Yeah.
kind of thing, because you're right, I'm not going to do one window.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that.
Is there do you believe there need to be some attachment to that window covering that your product so that it responds to there's got to be something that it can respond to a handheld device or your phone?
If anything, we'd have a like a very small, because obviously it's a window, you want to keep it relatively thin. We'd put it in the corner of the device, and it'd be some sort of Bluetooth receptor that controls the sheet, the film.
Would it require a technician to install?
I don't believe so.
That would limit how quickly you could get it into the market.
Yeah, I think it would, and it'd need a lot more money.
And yeah, you'd
costing
have to
us.
pay people to do it.
I feel like if you can put a sticker on a car, you can put the dimmer
Yeah,
on your
something
window.
like an iBeacon or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
exactly.
And one of our advantages is for every 100 sold, we donate clothing items to countries in need.
Yep, as our, what's it called? Competitive advantage?
Yeah, competitive advantage.
We like to give back here at the
Well,
demo.
social entrepreneurship, nicely done.
And is there any UV protection with any of this?
I don't think that's necessary because obviously our product would not be flammable or anything like that, but you know, it has no component like that to it. I don't think that's the market necessarily.
Yeah. Can it be on a timer?
Yes. I mean, we haven't, discussed that, but that'd be a good idea. I feel like we can make a setting in the app.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be very handy
Mm-hmm.
for this. Great commercial application,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like
I
the
could see
buildings
that.
behind you, there could be a dimmer on every one of those windows.
That's right. And
Yeah, I
flash it
could-
off and on all the time.
Yep.
See use for that,
Yeah, yeah.
especially a bathroom window where you can make it dark. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
No,
And what made this idea come to you guys?
Well, there's some classrooms in the building that the lighting's just never good. And so then you
Statistics
open
classroom.
up, yeah. So you open up the blinds and then there's always that angle where the sun just hits a desk or a floor and then it blinds you.
There's no happy medium. It's either the sun's in your eyes or it's way too dark in the room.
Yeah.
But with the dimmer, that can change.
Cool. Good job, guys. Good job.
yeah, great
Yeah,
job.
Yeah,
real
we
quick,
Yep.
what responsibilities in the company would each of you hold?
I would be like technology or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be more marketing based, dealing with finance, things
And
like
what
that.
was your request for funding?
I'd say $20,000 for 20% equity stake. And by the way, the $20,000 would mostly go towards research and actually developing a prototype. And our business plan would be to fully patent protect this prototype, and then to therefore license it to the big major window industries and let them, do all that sort of work. Because once we protect our product, we know it's unique. No one's going to steal it. There's no other technology like this. And we feel we can make the most profit off a royalty per unit sold by companies like Feldco and American Window Makers Association, things like that.
Thanks.
Like that idea?
I think you could cut it,
What's that?
size it. Could people cut it?
Oh yeah, so what we could do is you could tell whatever window company you use, you could say like what size you need, and they could get the window, and then they could tell us.
Yeah, adjusted dimensions.
Yeah.
Totally customizable.
Oh.
So you could put it on a car, you could put it on a cubicle window, your own personal. You could put it on like a skyscraper.
Okay.
Great idea.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
you.
Nice job.